Yes. Of course I would like to start this live event. The good old. All right, cool. Beautiful. It looks like according to this I am live. Oh, cool. There I am. All right. Beautiful. I love when things actually function. So, hey everyone, and welcome to Paul's Hardware. Today's video is a little bit different than a normal video. For one thing, the video quality that you're watching right now might not be the best, and that's because this entire video is being hosted and controlled by my $900 gaming and streaming build that I set up. Actually, been kind of working on this build since the beginning of this year. I originally put it together as a $500 PC, and then I upgraded it just a month or two ago, and now I'm actually using it to do gaming and streaming at the same time. So this is kind of my different take on a follow-up test video for this build, is to just actually live stream to my YouTube channel, playing games on this system. My plan is to go for about an hour today and to try out 4 different games and to show you guys the performance of the games as I play them. And this is the first time I've done this, so I have to double check and make sure everything is going all right. Hey YouTube chat, how's it going? I'm hearing that I'm a bit quiet. I don't know that there's much I can do about that. My mic is turned up all the way. Excuse me. My mic is turned up all the way here. Well, it's at 98. Now it's at 100. I don't want to do the boost because the boost tends to add some distortion. So, cool. Yeah, I'm not going to fix the screen ratio. Let me continue my explanation here so you guys know exactly what's going on. The system I put together is a $900 PC, and there are the specs for it. So you guys can take a look. Now, I'll admit to you guys up front here, this PC as spec'd out right here is a little bit heavy on the CPU side, a little bit light on the GPU side. The reason is because when I put it together, well, graphics cards are very expensive. Graphics cards are still very expensive, but I do want to point out that if you're looking at this system and you're considering about a $900 PC, if you've got a couple of $100 more, if you can spend $400 on a graphics card rather than $200, you can easily swap out this GTX 1050 Ti for a GTX 1070 right now, and at least if you go to Best Buy, you can buy Founders Edition 1070s for $400, at least right now. Hopefully 1070s will continue to be reasonably priced, and we'll continue to have a reasonable way of getting more graphics processing into our systems. For now, though, the system is admittedly a little bit weak on the GPU side, but since I'm only using it to play at 1080, it should be just fine. And since I've got the more powerful CPU with the 2600X, which is a 6-core 12-thread, as well as some decent memory in there, and I've also upgraded to 16 gigs now from the 8 gig kit that I had in the $500 version of this build. And also now, since there's a 1050 Ti, a discrete graphics card, we're not giving up some of our system memory in order to power the graphics card. So that's one of the nice upgrades and differences as well. So, need to not lose track of what the heck I'm talking about. I am planning on doing a follow-up video that's going to be a more edited, concise video going over this performance, referencing this stream as well and everything. But for now, I wanted to show you guys that for $900, you can build this system. I'm using a few extra pieces of equipment here in order to game and stream on this system at the same time. So of course you're going to need a decent internet connection with a decent uplink speed depending on the settings that you're using. Right now I'm streaming at 1920 by 1080, and I'm doing 60 frames per second. And because I'm just showing you the webcam right now, it probably doesn't look all that sharp. But there it is, 59.94, and I'm about 7,500 kilobits per second when it comes to my encoding settings. I can possibly show you my OBS setup here. Let me just clean up my desktop slightly first. Okay. So, oops, wrong one. Alright, so here's a look at the desktop, and we've got the picture-in-picture because I'm using OBS to stream OBS, so we can see everything going on there. But I thought I'd at least really quickly pull up my settings so I can show you guys that. For the stream, for the output, 1920 by 1080. Oh, you know what? This adjusted. This changed itself. This is supposed to be 7500. Glad I double checked this to confirm for you guys. I hope it can update that on the fly. Hey, it did. Cool. All right, maybe the stream looks cleaner now because I just improved the bitrate. Let's go back to settings here though again. So X264 means that it's using the CPU to encode, and that's part of the reason why going with a more powerful CPU like a 2600X, 6 cores and 12 threads, does a better job at something like this, gaming and streaming at the same time, as opposed to something like, say, a 7700K, 7600K. Those quad cores, even the quad cores with hyper-threading from Intel, and this has been demonstrated by Gamers Nexus and a few other people who have tested it out, they're just not as good at gaming and streaming at the same time. So that's part of the reason why I felt like for this system in particular, it's a good use case scenario to try both gaming and streaming. Let's go back to this. All right. Now, apart from the hardware that you see listed here, I have a few other components that I have added to this setup just so I can actually do this all at the same time. Speaking of which, I haven't even plugged this one in. I'm going to play some GTA 5, which means I have a controller. This is just an Xbox controller, Xbox 360. Hold on. Plugging in. Bingo. All right. So that's good. And then what I'm actually showing you is the webcam. So I'm using a Logitech C920. There's different updated, upgraded solutions for streaming video at the same time. A webcam's a good way to start because they're generally plug and play. They're not too difficult to control. I will point out that if you're using the Logitech webcam, you probably do want to possibly grab their software for it, which you can kind of see right here. This will allow you to, for instance, go in there and manually control like turning off autofocus so you don't get that breathing going the whole time. And then you can also go in here and adjust the gain, brightness, and everything. Set it to a standard setting so while you are streaming, you don't get stuff moving around. And at least try to give yourself the best possible situation you can with a webcam. Beyond that, I just have a mouse and keyboard that I've added to the setup. I'm using a Master Keys Lite L little mouse, which is actually a very tiny and inexpensive mouse Cooler Master sent over. I like this mouse because it's super basic. You got all the buttons you need, standard, forward and back. Gotta have forward and back. It's got decent tracking with the optical sensor, and it's even got like RGB lighting on it. So there we go. So that's pretty much all you need for this setup, for what I'm doing right now, and then of course the software, OBS, and then you can get yourself going with a streaming career. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Drivers listed on here, NVIDIA 397.64, and then finally to show you guys what's going on with the system itself as I'm playing, I also have Riva Tuner as well as MSI Afterburner going. So, oh gosh. The one thing that is a challenge for me right now is I'm also doing this all on a single 1920 by 1080 monitor, which does make it slightly more confusing depending on what I'm doing. Alright, let's get that out of the way so I can show you guys this. Actually, let's move this too for really quickly. Alright, so Task Manager over here, we can see what's going on with the CPU. I like to keep this up and running, especially when I'm testing a system for the first time. We can see all of our cores and threads. Right-click on the graph if you want to change it from overall to logical, by the way. And here we can see if, like, is the CPU getting bogged down, that kind of thing. We can also see the memory that's currently being used, so pull that up right there and you can check it out. You can also check your Ethernet and all that good stuff. Not too worried about that. But over on the right side here, I've got Hardware Info 64. This is giving us some more detailed information about the system. So for instance, we can see all of our core speeds over here. It's going to ramp up when it's using a single 1 or 2 cores at the same time, and it'll actually get the CPU stock. I'm just using the stock CPU cooler too right now, up to 4.1 or 4.15 gigahertz, which is pretty nice. Overall, when we're running, it's going to be running more about 3.9 to 4 gigahertz when it's using all cores at the same time. Down here, we can also get a look at like the voltage that's going. It'll peak pretty high at like 1.4, 1.47, but you also notice most of the time it's in a more nominal range of 1.3 to 1.4. And then finally here, we can also keep track of important stuff like our CPU temperature. we can scroll down over here and we can take a look at some of the details about our graphics card, such as the graphics card temperature, clock speed, and all that good stuff. Now, I have been doing too long of an intro now, so give me just a minute here, and I will switch back over. Let's do that first. Wait, no, I just realized I can't adjust things at the same time that I'm doing that, so there we go. Alright. I need to load up a game, though, which is... we're going to start out with Grand Theft Auto, and my MO here is to play for about 15 minutes per game, and to play the same games that I played on this system when I tested it in its $500 orientation. I'm also going to be showing you guys, as I play, on-screen statistics in the top left-hand corner of the screen, so you can sort of follow along and monitor what's going on, and the performance, and all that stuff pretty much is being pulled by Riva Tuner, the software from Hardware Info 64, and then there's a control panel. You can go in there to adjust things and make it look pretty and slightly more legible. So GTA 5 is loading up right now. I'm just going to play single player. Mostly going to be doing single player here, except where I guess GTA 5 are going to be doing single player. PUBG, Fortnite, and Overwatch will be multiplayer. Alright, let's try to figure out why this is so laggy. And here. And can you guys see anything that's on screen right now? Maybe not. Hold on. Oh wait, yes you can. See, that's my problem with this being delayed a little bit. Okay, hold on, I need to check one more thing, guys. Bear with me. For some reason there's a bunch of NVIDIA... Oh, that's that. Alright, let's close that. Alright, back to the game. How's it going, chat? This is an AMD console. It's kind of an... I mean, it's an AMD-based system. Alright, let's start off by taking a look at my settings. We're at full screen, 1920 by 1080. 60 Hertz is our refresh rate for the monitor, so that's what we're aiming for. FXAA is on. Oh, all this stuff is way too high. I forgot to turn all this down. Hold on. I'm going to try to switch back to the same settings I was using for that original test system, which was pretty much... Oh wait, I wrote it down over here so I could double check. FXAA on, and sliders at minimum, and pretty much normal settings for everything else. Okay. Normal. This is probably going to make me... restart once I switch this. Okay, and this was off. This was off. Okay. Yes, it's making me restart. That means I get to regale you guys with stories again or something like that. Well, GTA 5 restarts. GTA 5 takes way too long to restart. It's been a constant issue for me. If you're running lots of benchmarks, and for some reason when you run the GTA 5 benchmark, it forces itself to restart every time it runs a benchmark, which is a little awkward for me. But anyway, thanks you guys for watching. Wow, we got like 1,200 and almost 1,300 people going on right now, so thank you guys so much. I also want to point out the reason I decided to stream this directly to my YouTube channel as well is because we didn't do the live stream this week. That's usually goes on Tuesday, and it's usually a little bit looser and longer and a live stream, so I wanted to follow that up with an actual live stream replacement. Okay. Beautiful. We've got a restart here. Let's go back to the game, and let's actually try some stuff out. I'll also try to point out to you guys these settings that you're going to see in the top corner, and how to interpret them, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, also if you guys are watching this on YouTube, all the products, or at least the hardware that I'm streaming on, is listed in the video's description, so there's links down there to Amazon and stuff too. Oh yeah, that's much smoother. Alright, so if you're taking a look at what's going on here, in the top left, Direct3D 11 is the frame rate, so 45 frames per second is what we're achieving right now. Our goal is to get above 60 frames per second, depending on the game we're playing and everything. You also might notice CPU frequency, so that'll update as CPU frequency changes. Again, should be around 3.9 gigahertz or so. Also, CPU load is listed right there. That's the percentage, and CPU temperature next to it. RAM, as far as how much memory is being used, is up there. And again, remember, I'm not just playing the game right now. I'm gaming and streaming at the same time. So the CPU is also handling the encoding of the video stream and then shooting it back out over to YouTube so you guys can watch it. GPU is below that. We can see the GPU temperature, frequency it's running at, percentage load, and then GPU VRAM, finally, how much VRAM is being used and how much total there. Right now, it's capping it at 1... Oh no, it went up a little bit there. I wanted to make sure it wasn't somehow capping at a amounts of memory that I don't like. Oh no, I forget how to. I always have to turn the radio off too, so I make sure that I don't get this video flagged for using copyrighted content. All right, here we go. Oh, sorry about that, dude. This is the Trevor section of Grand Theft Auto 5. You know, I feel kind of sad about is when GTA 5 originally came out, whenever the heck that was, like 5 years ago. I played through the whole thing on Xbox 360. And then it finally came out on PC, and I've played it a lot on PC, but I still haven't actually gotten through the entire storyline, which sometimes I feel sad about. But, yeah, we're getting a real solid 45 frames per second here, which I will have to say is decent. It's not ideal, because I do sense a little bit of tearing. What you'll find when you're not using like G-Sync or FreeSync or something like that, and you're playing a game, and the frame rate is less than the refresh rate of the monitor, is eventually you'll see tearing, potentially stuttering. Usually stuttering occurs when there's an actual drop-off. I'm not sure how much of this you guys are seeing, although I will say, because I'm trying to monitor not just what I'm seeing here in front of me, but also what you guys are seeing on the stream, which I'm watching on a different computer right over here, so it's not interfering with the performance of the system that I'm using. But yeah, that frame rate is... I almost feel like that... Oh no, it's moving. It moved a little bit. It went to 46 frames per second. Cool. Alright, let's run down the other stuff. CPU temperature is fluctuating a little bit. It is peaking. It's getting up towards the upper 70s, and I think what you might notice there is the frequency drop-off. So if the CPU gets a little bit warmer, it'll knock down the frequency a little bit. When that happens, I can't say this for sure right now, but when it happens in real life, depending on the settings you're using for a stream at the same time, you might notice a little hiccup or something like that. But of course it depends on the CPU and how many threads you have available and that kind of thing. Again, I'm using the stock cooler, the Wraith Spire, that came with this CPU, so there's definitely some upgraded CPU performance that could be had by improving the cooling solution with this. I also want to point out memory usage. We're hitting pretty close to 8 megs of RAM, so this is definitely not something I would really attempt or try out with that original system that only had a quad core, or even potentially, well, talk about the memory. So that original system only had 8 gigs of memory, so obviously we're using more than that here. Alright. Stream's asking about GPU percentage usage. It does seem to be only hitting about 34%, 32%. CPU usage is a little bit higher. So I can't exactly tell you what's going on with that situation. Wait, why are people shooting at me? I should play the game. This dude's trying to kill me. Why? Why are you trying to kill me, dude?
You hit me!
I'll jump out. Oh, he's dead. Alright. Sorry I got distracted. I don't think there's anything wrong with the heatsink. I just installed this. I'm gonna steal this guy's motorcycle. No. Wrong button. Okay. Now the cops are on me now. Someone in chat pointed out that Ryzen CPUs have a 20-degree offset. That's actually not the case for the Ryzen 2 CPUs. They got rid of that for the Ryzen 2 stuff. Although, maybe that would help in this situation. Cranking up the fan speed for the CPU cooler might keep it a little bit cooler. Right now, I have headphones on, so you know, it's making a decent amount of noise, but it's not too bad. Okay. Not sure how long I should spend in GTA 5. It's making me so nostalgic, though, for all the hours that I've spent playing GTA 5 in the past that I don't do anymore. But alright. I think that is, at least since I spent too much time doing an intro for this entire thing. What did I said I was going to spend 15 minutes playing each game, didn't I? I don't think I've spent 15 minutes yet. Okay. I want to... Oh yeah, I'm on single player, so I can pause. How useful. Alright. Let's see what the game settings are. If there's anything in here that might be affecting... Ignore suggested limits is on. So that's usually what causes it to cap things. We're on full screen, automatic aspect ratio. MSAA is on. VSync is off. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything in here that immediately indicates to me that for some reason we're getting capped somehow. My guess would be when it comes to that CPU usage is that there's some sort of load balancing going on right now with the operating system, because there is a decent amount of CPU time that's being used by OBS to do the encoding of the video on the fly. GPU usage, I have less of an explanation for, but that might be something that actually turning up the settings on the game could affect. Although I don't know if I want to do that right now, getting about 45 frames per second. If I was speaking to you as a game streamer who was playing this and thinking like, alright, what can I do here to maybe change some things? If you want to actually get up above 60 frames per second, you might consider streaming out at 720 instead of 1080. That's usually pretty acceptable for streamers. I decided to stream this one at 1080 60 frames per second because I'm planning to pull the footage off of YouTube once it's streamed to there to use for a follow-up video on the system. So that's part of my decision-making process there. So you might be able to take a little bit of load off the CPU and then give the GPU a little bit something more to do. But then again, sometimes it just depends on the game, and Grand Theft Auto is a game that does like a decent amount of CPU horsepower. So here we go. Oh my gosh, someone's watching from Trinidad and Tobago. Tobago? Tobago. I say Tobago, you say Tobago. Thank you for joining. And I think that's probably about good for Grand Theft Auto 5. So guys, I'm going to jump out of the game here. Switch back to my full screen, and we'll move over to the next game. Oh, I always forget how to exit Grand Theft Auto. Game, exit, yes, okay. Yeah, I thought the FPS counter might be stuck there too, but it was really steady at 45. It was ticking up to 46 here and there. I'm not 100% sure what the deal was with that. but there it is. All right, let's try some PUBG. Player Unknown's Battlegrounds. Thank you guys for joining the stream though this morning. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to be streaming for hopefully another half hour, 45 minutes. I'm going to jump into a few more games, give you guys a little taste of the actual live gaming and streaming performance of this little $900 system that I've put together. It's got a 2600X CPU from AMD, and it's got a GTX 1050 Ti as far as the graphics card. Right. GTX 1050 Ti from MSI, it's their Aero OC version. Okay, I'm just going to hit start. Oh wait, no, I should show settings. Alright, so for PUBG again, I'm just going with I'm starting off with the same settings that I used for the $500 version of this build that was running on integrated graphics. So overall quality is just very low. That pretty much sets everything to very low here. Motion blur is off. That's pretty much it. I'm just going to go randomly into a match and see how quickly I die. In case anyone was wondering, I'm not in any way trying to tell you guys or pretend like I'm good at video games. I'm very mediocre at video games, but hopefully my mediocre video game play will show you guys at least how the game performs. Even if I'm doing poorly at playing the game, that shouldn't affect the actual system's capability for rendering the game. Yeah, doesn't matter if you die. Dying doesn't affect your frame rate, from my understanding. Lucky Luke asked why I picked a 650 watt PSU. I was just trying to list the actual hardware that's in the system. The build itself, if you look at it's the $500 system, and then I upgraded it to, and then I tested it. I listed it as a $470 system in the testing video, because that's how much it was selling for at the time. And then I did a follow-up upgrade of that system. So the power supply I recommend is a 550 watt Corsair CX unit that's 80 plus bronze rated, which will power the system no problem. Even if you were to upgrade to like a GTX 1070 or even a 1080, I wouldn't have a problem with in this system. Just to tell you guys more specifically what I'm using in this actual build, I listed the actual power supply that I use, which is a Cooler Master V650, which is a bit more expensive. So I don't necessarily recommend getting that specific power supply. You can get away with the Corsair unit. Alright. If any of you guys are just joining this live stream, thank you very much for hopping in and saying hello. Wow, we're up to 1,500 people. Thanks, you guys. So to recap, if you're not aware, I am streaming and gaming on the same system. It's a $900 PC, the GTX 1050 Ti and a 2600X. I'm using MSI Afterburner and Riva Tuner to show you guys on-screen statistics while I play. So up in the top left-hand side of the screen there, you can see the frame rate. You can see the CPU performance, including frequency, percentage load, and temperature. You can see the RAM usage, and you can see the GPU usage when it comes to temperature, frequency, load, as well as VRAM usage and load below that. So I'm just playing some PUBG, and I'm probably going to suck at this, so here goes. I didn't even look at where I was ejecting on the map. I'm nowhere near anything. Should I go towards these ruins here? Ruins. Maybe there's something in the ruins. Alright. Beyond the $900 system that I put together, I'm using a keyboard and mouse, of course, a 1920 by 1080 monitor, which is also the only thing I'm using to stream. And I have connected up a headset so I can hear stuff, and it has a microphone so I can talk to you guys. And then I plugged in an Xbox controller, but I'm probably not going to use that anymore because I really only use that for Grand Theft Auto 5. Although apparently it works for PUBG as well. Hey look, boxes. Oh my gosh, Andrew, I wasn't expecting donations. But thank you. Hey, I got a police vest already, which means I'm already winning. I also have, what is this? Is this like a grenade of some sort? Oh no, I'm being shot at. Running towards nothing in particular. Right now, guys, settings are pretty low on this game, and my main goal is to try to live. Wow, look how this water looks. Alright, I'm going to attempt to hide over here for a quick second. I hope nothing's trying to chase me. And see if I can change my settings. We're getting up in the 80 frames per second range, so I'm going to see overall quality, view distance. I'm going to move to low. I'll just move overall quality to low. Let's see how that works. See if that gives us much of a hit. The water looks slightly less horrendous. There's some opacity to it now, so that's nice. And we only lost, looks like maybe 10-ish frames per second there, so that's cool. Playing on a 60 hertz monitor, so the goal is to be playing at about 60 frames per second, or ideally a bit above that, so that when there's dips, we don't get tearing or that kind of thing. And then, of course, since I'm gaming and oh no, there's gunshots. Of course, since I'm gaming and streaming at the same time, there's an additional workload on this system. What is that a gun? Oh, that is a gun. A crowbar. See, I can't even remember. Yeah, okay. Yay, I have a gun. Alright. Super useful. No one's gonna mess with me now. Fortunately, I am inside the drop zone, so that's cool too. And we're staying above 60 frames per second, so that's nice. Ooh, look at that CPU temperature. Thank you for pointing that out, chat. We are getting pretty warm on the CPU temperature. Modern CPUs have the capability built into them to throttle themselves just a little bit, so you'll notice when it's getting really hot, you'll see a little bit of drop off in the frequency, which should allow the temperature to even out just a little bit. I am using the stock heatsink fan that came with the CPU, so bear that in mind. This is just a raised spire, so it is an adequate CPU cooler, if not the best, and definitely some additional cooling would probably keep that cooler, or better, an aftermarket cooler, something like that. Heck, liquid cooling even, but for someone who's looking at a 2600X, I would recommend checking out the 2700X before you bother doing something like spending, $100 on a liquid cooler. I would rather have the raw CPU performance before I go for the overdone cooling. Very surprised that I'm still alive. This is probably my best round. Supply drop? Okay. Is that a supply drop or one of the things where they drop bombs on everyone? It's hard to tell sometimes. Oh look, I found a building. I kind of wish I didn't have my Xbox controller plugged in, because it's giving me all the Xbox... Ooh, a backpack. Another backpack. Oh, helmet. Is that a helmet? No, that's a pot. Why do they make pots that look like helmets? Stupid. I do at least now know that if I find a frying pan, I should pick it up. Just usually when I play PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, it ends up with me just hiding in a bathroom somewhere. Check this other building. This doesn't look like much. Energy drink. Stock. Extended mag. Alright, this is where I am never... Should give me a highlight, right, if I can actually use this. Lightweight grip, but I can't use that. Oh, I hear someone. I hear someone. They're right there. Where'd they go? What? I'm out of ammo! Why didn't I put ammo in this thing? I could have sworn I put ammo in this gun. I'm surprised I'm still alive. Alright. I have 4 bullets left. And I'm going to chase this person down and kill them. Everyone's like, reload! Did I switch? I think I switched guns without even paying attention to it. Because I'm pretty sure that first pistol I pulled up, I reloaded. Sorry for the dog barking. Alright. I lost that person. Hold on. Okay, hold on one sec, guys. Sorry. Okay. Trying to do multiple things in one day, and how am I still alive? I have no idea how I'm still alive. This is not going well. Alright, so the utility inspectors are here, which should be a good thing because they're inspecting my solar system and everything that's just got installed. And they gave me a 4-hour window from noon to 4, and they showed up at 11:30. So, like, that's normally the type of thing I should be happy about. Oh no! How did I do that? MLG, oh my god, how did I do that? I take back everything I said about sucking at video games. Where's this person? I must loot their body. Shouldn't I be able... Haha! Haha! Taking all your stuff, person who I shot. I don't know what any of this stuff is. Utility belt. No! And then I died. From who? Who killed me? Thank you, I got a headshot. That's my... That is... Yeah, okay. That seems like a good place to end. I at least got a kill. Showed off my mad skills. I didn't reload. I went into... Yeah. Alright. Exiting to lobby. Hold on one sec, guys. Yeah, I don't... Okay. That's like me playing golf. I'm not good at golf. I don't play golf often at all. But whenever I do play golf, like out of an entire round, I'll have like one shot that'll actually go where I want it to, and that'll make me feel like, oh wow, good at golf. Okay, continuing on. Thank you guys all for sticking with me here, and I am now switching over to petting the dog because he has decided that he wants attention. Hero, don't do that. Okay. Next game. What is the next game? We're gonna do Overwatch and Fortnite. Let's do Fortnite first. Epic Games launcher. All right. I did attempt to update and install all these games. Oh, don't do that. Don't tell me that, Fortnite. I updated this yesterday. And now there's a 2.4 gig patch. Super awesome. Fortunately, I have fiber, so it's going relatively quickly, and I'm just going to keep the live stream going. So I guess in the meantime, I can answer questions if you guys have them, or something like that. Okay, what's going on? CC is working good on YouTube. Oh, is that closed captioning? Yeah. Okay. No, I'm playing Fortnite. Sorry, I gotta play Fortnite. Sorry. It's just briefly. I it's there's a constant ebb and flow with games. It's like a game gets popular and then it's too popular, and so people start to like be like, no, there's too many people playing that, and it's always kind of interesting people's like how long it takes for people to get over something. Like like yesterday, the Laurel, was it Laurel and Yandy or whatever the heck that thing was. I was immediately over that. Like when I first saw it, I was like, no, this isn't doing me much. No, the solar is not working yet. That's part of why the inspection is here today. They need to inspect the system. Excuse me. They need to inspect the system and then give me permission to operate. Hopefully coming soon. My fiber connection speed is 100 up and 100 down right now. So I got plenty of bandwidth. Yes, it could be faster than that because it's fiber, but it's Frontier and they charge you more for more bandwidth, so that's how that goes. I am now halfway done downloading the Fortnite patch, so thanks for bearing with me there. And yeah, I don't have Battlefield 1 installed, so sorry. We're going to do Fortnite and then Overwatch are my two plans to follow. The reason I'm playing the games that I've chosen to play today is because they're the same games that I played on this system when it was in its earlier form, when it was about a $500 PC before I updated it. Updated and upgraded. Alright. How is it? That's my question. Is downloading at about 10 megabytes per second and somehow writing to the disk at 480 megabytes per second. It's confusing, Epic Games. Anyway, it probably does some compression and then it decompresses it and stuff. All right. What's going on? Hero has actually just gone over and settled in his bed, so I'm gonna let him stay there because he's when he gets in the mood for attention, he can be very pushy, and especially when if I'm playing a video game, like with my mouse hand over here, he comes over to my elbow and just kind of like pushes his head up into the elbow, and it makes it difficult to click on things. Just challenging. Patrick asks what webcam I'm using. I can do this again. So for anyone who's just joining this live stream, thanks for being here. Looks like we got about 1,400 people watching right now, so you guys are all awesome. This live stream looks a little bit funky because the entire stream is being handled by the $900 PC that I just recently built. I actually built it as a $500 PC with an AMD Ryzen 2200G, the APU. Then I updated it or upgraded it with going from 8 gigs to 16 gigs of memory, going from the 2200G to the 2600X processor, so going from a 4-core 4-thread processor to a 6-core 12-thread processor, and then also adding a discrete graphics card in the form of a 1050 Ti. Now, I didn't want to just build that system. I wanted to show you guys how it performs while using it. And one of the main reasons, or I say a good reason for somebody to update from, say, a quad-core to a 6-core with simultaneous multi-threading like the 2600X is if you're going to do more with your CPU. Doing more with your CPU is a good use case for doing more with your CPU is to play games and stream at the same time, because the game will be rendered by the graphics card. Oh, just let me click launch. Launch, yay. Excuse me. So the game will be rendered by the graphics card, but then it needs to take that flat video that the graphics card outputs, and then it needs to encode that. The CPU encodes that, at least if you're using the CPU for encoding, and then it sends that out to Twitch or to YouTube or wherever you are streaming to. And that takes more CPU processing horsepower. and it's been proven by several people who've done some pretty in-depth testing that going with a higher-end 6-core processor is going to do a lot better than the quad cores, especially, well, depending on the game you're playing and settings and all that kind of thing. But that's the idea for today. So this is going to be a long and somewhat wandering stream because I'm loading up games in between. This current delay has been caused by Fortnite needing a 2.5 gig update that apparently just popped up this morning. Very good timing. And then I also wanted to point out, besides the system, all I've added to it to complete this streaming setup is a 1080 monitor, 1920 by 1080. Game controller is optional. I like to use that for GTA 5. Also added a webcam, so that's the somewhat potato quality webcam you're looking at right now, the Logitech C920. But a good webcam for like 50, 60 bucks, which you can get it for now. They have an updated version that's 4K, but it's more expensive. And then finally I have a mouse and keyboard, of course. This is a Corsair, no, this is a Cooler Master, this is a CM Storm Rapid Eye, and the Cooler Master Master Keys Light L, which is actually very, I'm liking this little mouse. For a budget mouse, it's doing a good job. Alright, let's play some Battle Royale on Fortnite. I need to load the game up and make sure that the settings are correct. What is this? Close. Why is this sci-fi music playing? Alright. Settings for Fortnite. Okay, so just a quick look at settings. Again, aiming for 60 frames per second since I'm playing on a 60 Hz refresh rate monitor, 1920 by 1080. Right now I'm using the same settings that I was using with the APU build, so everything's at low. I have a feeling with Fortnite I'm going to be able to update that and possibly give us some better fidelity with the video settings. But I'll jump into the game for now to show you guys hopefully how much better frame rate we're getting with the updated setup. The sound is loud. Oh, is the sound loud for Fortnite? I can do that. Alright. Oh look, I'm a no-skin. Gonna break down that car. And... okay. See if I remember how to play Fortnite. Alright. People seem to appreciate the sound volume being turned down. Wow. They've also been... I haven't played Fortnite in a few weeks now, at least for anything beyond some quick benchmarking, so I am not 100% sure what all the changes are that have been made. There's a big old gash in the middle of the map now. I don't know where I should go. Hopefully somewhere that gives me quick and painless death. That's what I'm expecting. Guys, if you're just joining, you can check out the stats for the system in the top left corner. Remember, it's not just playing the game; it is also doing the stream at the same time. So, frame rate in the top line there, CPU performance in blue just below that, RAM performance and usage, well, basically RAM usage just below that, and then we got GPU, overall settings, and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully, oh no! See, in Fortnite, they come preloaded, the weapons. Need to like build stuff. I barely played Fortnite, so you're probably gonna see me doing lots of noob stuff. Then like like I don't know what's going on. That's okay. Me sucking will not affect the game performance. It does seem like we're capped at 60 frames per second though right now, so I'm gonna hope that nobody follows me in here and see if... oh yeah, frame rate limit's on. Can we... unlimited. Let's do that. There we go. That's slightly better. That jumped up just a little bit. We're now up over 200 frames per second. Ah. And what is this? Another pistol. Can I dual wield? I'm inside the zone of death, so that's good. I guess I'm inside the zone of staying alive. No. Oh no. Person's gonna kill me. Ah, damn it. Awful gaming pro. Alright, so obviously frame rate there was pretty good. So I think I'm going to update to medium. Look at that. Stay at 1080 though. Let's try another match. You guys can't see the frame. Oh no! Why isn't that picking up? Hold on guys. I'm not sure why that is doing that. Come on, Riva Tuner, wake up. Yeah, because I can see the overlay for me, but apparently you guys can't, which sucks. Alright, let's try this. I'm going to reload the game. It might have been something to do with that update, but we'll see. Here come the friends requests. Alright. See if that fixed it. Yeah, I wasn't aware that the frame rate wasn't going out to you guys because I can see it on my screen. So it's got something to do with Riva Tuner has to hook Fortnite, and it does, like, it's supposed to automatically detect the game, but it didn't. So it also might have something to do with OBS. Yeah, it's still not showing there. Shucks. Alright, I have an idea. We'll see if it works. Shoot. Still no overlay. Well, that certainly hurts my abilities here to show you guys the performance on screen and everything. Alright. I think what I probably will need to do, just because time is of the essence here and I'm like live streaming right now, is just move on to Overwatch. So sorry about that, guys. I'm going to switch over to Overwatch, and hopefully that will play nice with the Riva Tuner overlay, so you guys can see what's going on, because it's kind of the whole point. Need to log into Battle.net now. And yeah, guys, I know there is an in-game frame rate counter that can be turned on, but my whole goal was to show the entire system performance as well as memory usage and all that kind of stuff, so you guys could get an idea of what's going on. And oh, stupid, another patch. Wow. I was way too confident in my setup abilities prior to now because I had loaded up all these games thinking like I'm going to make sure all these games are loaded and none of them have patches that are going to try to apply while I'm live, and they all have patches that are trying to apply while I'm live. So that's how it goes. That's how it goes. It's okay though. This is only a 500 meg patch for Overwatch, so hopefully it will just completely nerf all my favorite heroes, stuff like that. Yeah. In the meantime, though, once again, thanks you guys for dropping in and saying hi, joining me for this little bit of a live stream. Again, if you're just joining me, the whole premise of this video and this live stream is to do a video that's completely powered by this $900 PC that I have just recently put together. Put it together as a $500 system with an APU, upgraded it with a discrete graphics card and a 2600X CPU, and now I'm just trying to use it for what I deem to be a good use case for this PC, which is to game and stream at the same time. And if you didn't catch the beginning, I also pointed out we're running on a GTX 1050 Ti, which I recommended for this system because it was one of the more reasonably priced graphics cards, discrete graphics cards, when I set the system up, which was a couple months back. Now that prices have dropped down, this could go from a pretty solid 1080 gaming $900 PC to like a really nice mid to high-end gaming system for $1,100. Just go from $200 for the 1050 Ti to $400 for a GTX 1070. And right now, at least, well, as of yesterday on Best Buy, you could get a Founders Edition 1070 for $400, and they were in stock and everything. So that's nice. I don't want Pink Mercy, but apparently I got a reward for breast cancer. Okay, let's see if this is working. Yeah, hold on. All right, I can see my Riva Tuner overlay. Will OBS pick up my Riva Tuner overlay? That is the question. I'm double checking the live stream to make sure everything's okay. Oh, it's not there. Gosh. Well, I'm not positive what I need to do in order to get that up and running. Again, I have a feeling that this has something to do with the fact that Riva Tuner is trying to grab the video stream to put the overlay on it, but OBS is also trying to grab the video stream. So maybe OBS got out of order. Yeah, and I don't know how I would update that. So I guess I could just, the overlay was there? OBS is not on display capture, it's just using the game capture. But I know the way I would normally do this is I would actually play on here and I would capture with the other system, and that would that would make sure the overlay was always there. But shoot. All right. Display capture might get the overlay, so I guess I could try that. I have display capture set up. Hold on. My third layout. Oh, I haven't even been showing this either. I should show this more often. There's my actual testing hardware setup, guys, as well as the bitrate renderer and some more details about my current setup if you guys want to take a look. But what I'm going to do is get rid of that. Just show display capture, which I should be okay to show right now. I was nervous showing the whole display. All right, let's see how it likes that. All right, I can see the game and the capture. You guys can now see. It worked! Oh my gosh! Thank you to whoever said that in chat. It has scrolled by now. Beautiful. All right, I'm happy about that. Let me just adjust my webcam. Yay. Alright. If I do this, copy that, and delete it, and then paste it back. Yay! Oh, that's I love when copy and paste worked properly. Okay. I'm now overlapping into my scheduled time for inspection to be here for. Let's just do quick play. Glorious. Alright, so guys, now playing some Overwatch. Although it looks like the frame rate thing might be on. Again, top left hand side of the screen, you will be able to reference the frame rate. Up top, there's also the CPU usage just below that in blue, RAM usage in green, GPU usage in light red, and GPU VRAM usage in darker red. And as I go along and play, you should be able to see how the system performs. That's the whole idea here. Yeah, I think FPS, it's either FPS capped in the menu or it might just be in the game. What happened to quick play? This used to like jump you into a game in like seconds. So much for quick. Yeah. If anyone's watching and you're referencing like the system performance, CPU usage, GPU usage, that kind of thing, bear in mind that the system is running the game, so we're playing the game itself, and also the system is running OBS in the background to capture the game and stream it out. I'm also using Riva Tuner to monitor the statistics. I'm also running MSI Afterburner. Well, MSI Afterburner and Riva Tuner are kind of tied together. I'm using Hardware Info 64 for a lot of these readouts that are on the screen right now. And apparently Blizzard knows that I'm live streaming right now, so it's just taking its sweet time to have me join a game. I'm a single player. I'm a single player trying to join the game. I have a player rating of 63. It's not exactly all that hot. So there you go. Stack Attack. I have not heard about the next Stack Attack, although Kyle does try to do them every month. It was fun to go and play last time. Just switch to full screen. CPU is not overclocked. I'm using the stock Wraithspire cooler for it. Oh, there's the game. I'm using the stock Wraithspire cooler for it, so you'll notice the temperatures are a little on the high side. They have gotten up over 80. I think when I was in PUBG, it got close to 90 at some point. But hooray for a game to join. That's really all I was looking for. I think we have confirmed that the frame rate cap isn't on because we just jumped up to 70. What the heck happened to the overlay? Oh my gosh. That doesn't seem right at all.
All systems checked out, ready for combat maneuvers. Right beside you. A moment to enjoy some peace and quiet.
Dang it.
Probably just a moment, though.
Alright, let me try to get closer to the start here so I'm not abandoning my team. And then let's see if I can fix this really quickly. Oh, that's why. I am stupid. Alright, that should have fixed it. Sorry guys, I switched back to the game capture instead of the screen capture.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Defending the objective. I hope that worked. Yes, it worked. Alright. heck is that thing? I'm not familiar with that thing. It's been a little too long since I played Overwatch. Oh no. Hey, I helped kill someone. Alright. Overwatch is fun. So, we're still capped at 70 frames per second, so maybe I should try to... Oh, hold on. Video. Field of view.
Back into the fray.
Ah, that's why. Custom. Okay. Alright, sorry about that. Frame rate lock is off. That's better. That's much more reasonable. Yeah, I had to it went back to the default display-based limit. I also forgot to show you guys the settings that I'm using. So again, I don't want to abandon my team or anything like that, so I will try to catch up to them before I mess with any of my settings that I might. Oof. Close to dying there.
Kill confirmed.
Yeah, I killed a guy. Oh no! Okay. Trying to slightly pay attention to chat every now and then. Yeah. So again, GTX 1050 Ti, and it looks like in the heat of battle we're getting maybe 80 on the low side in the frame rate and 100 on the high side, which is very nice actually. Oh no, we're about to lose, which is less nice.
Objective lost.
Oh, we're not losing, but we're being pushed back. Freaking Junkrat. These moving shields, I'm fascinated with. Do the moving shields hurt you? Okay. Alright, what I feel bad having that done is showing you guys my system settings. But like there's a battle going on and I could be changing. But am I not doing well with Pharah? I try to mix up who I use from time to time, but I find Pharah and Zarya are the ones who I tend to go back to. Triple kill! At least I made use of my ultra there. Press shift? What am I doing? What am I forgetting to press shift? Oh yeah, alright. Settings! Settings! Let me show you settings really quick. Video settings. Alright, we're at full screen. Custom graphics quality is set to high, and we're at 100% render scale. So there you go. High quality is what we're playing at here. So this is even already better settings than that original system had on it. So that's cool. I'm also forgetting that I could change characters at some point, but so much to keep track of right now. Oh, that was a Junkrat thing, right? Yeah, it was. Okay. I always feel slightly less bad getting killed by ultimates. Oh, I forgot to change characters again. Hi. That's a good thing. It's a good thing for them I was reloading right there. Oh, she killed me? Lame. Alright.
Back online.
Your super chat? I'm sorry. It's very challenging to keep track of all this going on right now.
Gotta be a teleporter around here.
Paladins. Paladins?
Teleporter
Is, um, is paladins, explain to me what you mean by paladins. Then I'll maybe know what you're talking about.
Justice reigns from above.
Yay! I'm helping. Yay! Kill streak. Okay. Sorry, I was distracted by gameplay there. No fire in the hole. How? I hate Junkrat.
double kill.
Oh, I launched right into it apparently.
I will not fail again.
So it goes.
Helden sterben nicht.
Yes, playing. Alright, if you're just now joining, I'm playing at 1920 by 1080, 60 frames per second is frame rate I'm aiming for. I'm gaming and streaming on the same system, and this is the system I recently upgraded. It's about a $900 system total if you're going to buy everything straight up. GTX 1050 Ti for the graphics card, and a AMD Ryzen 5 2600X for the CPU, which is a 6-core 12-thread processor. All the parts are listed in the video description if you're interested. And yeah, I mainly just wanted to play some video games today, so that's why I set this all up. I think I will hold out until the end of this round, if I can, and then I will probably call it quits because I have system. I believe Tesla has a person here, and there's also a city inspector here for my solar system that just got installed. I think they're waiting on me. Hey, I killed the turret. It's always useful.
Sorry, Reinhardt.
No! Stupid dragons. Alright.
60 seconds remaining.
Come on, we can do it! We can win! How is he not dead?
Justice reigns from above.
Freaking die!
30 seconds remaining.
Haha! No! Alright, this is an intense final part of the game, so give me just a second and I'll try to catch up with chat. Then I will
Back online.
see if I can explain what's going on. Alright, defend! Defend! Oh no! Ah, damn it! So close. Alright. There it is. Overwatch.
The game.
Oh. Should we watch the play of the game? Guess that was an okay play of the game. Alright, well guys, let me just exit the game here. And we will finish things off with a look at stats, right? That was my plan this whole time. There's hardware info. No. And there's CPU performance. All right. Cool. All right. So Hardware Info 64 has been running this entire time, and I just wanted to look at some of the max specs. So in this chart, you got current, min, max, and average. Currently, it's just sort of settling down after having finished the epic round of Overwatch. We can see that maximum we're hitting about 4.1 to 4.15 gigahertz per core. You guys, of course, were probably watching on the live stream to see the performance as it kind of bounced up and down in between. Temperatures were a little warm. You can see up in this chart here, max it peaked at was 88.5 degrees Celsius, which is a little on the warm side, but you know, the CPU will throttle off a little bit when that happens. So it might be something to consider if you were actually going to put together a system like this for gaming and streaming at the same time, to maybe consider some additional cooling for the CPU, especially for long sessions if you're going to try to game and stream for hours and hours at a time. It's important to make sure that that CPU stays cool so you have a decent amount of airflow on it going through your room or that kind of thing. Finally, we have the graphics card stats, which are over here. GPU maxed at 70 degrees Celsius, and it was running at about 1800 megahertz max frequency on the GPU clock. So cool. Hardware Info 64 is a nice little piece of software for monitoring stuff. It also ties in and hooks with Riva Tuner if you want to do on-screen statistics and stuff like I have been showing you guys today. But that is pretty much going to wrap it up for this live stream, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am going to be doing a follow-up on this where I actually have an edited piece of content that's a little bit easier to find out about and digest, comparing this system to the original system, some of the performance numbers and that kind of thing. So stay tuned for that when it comes out. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button, of course, and links to all the products in this build are down in the video description. Thanks to all you guys who joined me live as well. Chat was super helpful today for pointing out when things weren't operating the way they should, such as not showing the right stuff on screen with the overlay and everything like that. But guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to end the stream now. You guys can even watch me do that on OBS. I hit stop streaming. Bye.